I just got tired of guessing. I just had times when I would work on products for the African market and I couldn't find like UX inspo. I personally started taking screenshots. I think I started with GT app when they updated from their previous app and everybody was jubilating on Twitter. I took screenshots of the old app, took screenshots of the new app, combined them together, put them on one random Figma. I'm like, yeah, nobody has that time to be taking screenshots. It's like, okay, let's set something up. Let's do tabs.
What happened with Piggyvest?
So when I first set up tabs, Piggyvest was like number one. Piggyvest Child Deck were like number one for me. And I remember reaching out to a former friend. Former now. We're fighting.
My friend is
A former
crazy.
friend, and he was like, "Oh no, I don't think they will let it. You know, they are very strict with their designs." And that one just put the fear of God in me.
So how do you share your vision without giving out your idea? Or like there's this fear, especially first time founders,
Yeah.
that they don't want to share too much while they are trying to just like
Yeah.
sell the dream. So
Yeah.
someone else will not copy their dream. Okay.
If they'll copy it. And then there's just one thing that makes you you, and that's my like belief.
What has building tabs taught you about yourself?
I would say like I really don't need permission. So for me, I'm a perfectionist.
OP money points, Kuda.
Ignore OP. I remember I had to Google how to find like the car details with their new app updates. I'm like, what's going on here? I hope they get their stuff together. Case money points. Okay, I feel like money points wasn't designed for the very technical people. Mari, Kuda Banko. We're together forever. Where are we going to? You know,
Have you ever tried designing a product in an industry you know nothing about? Our guest today has. She went to great lengths trying to figure out how a cyber security compliance tool on this side of the world would work. And when she couldn't find design inspo that mirrored how we interact and use apps here in Africa, she built her own. That's how Tabs was born. In YC lingo, Tabs is mobbing for Africa. So behind the sheet today, I chat with a designer who couldn't sit still when the right tools didn't exist. Meet Dami, founder of Tabs and designer at Mercury. And the reason you never have to guess your way through African UX ever again.
Okay, so I wanted us to start with like a little game. It's called Tabs Honor, right? So I'm going to list 3 product features that and you're going to tell me if it's on tabs or not. So it's called Tabs Honor.
Okay.
Busha, Tabs Honor.
Tabs.
Why is it okay? So that's Tabs.
Why is it on
Child
tabs?
Deck.
Okay. Child Deck tabs. Oh, tabs. Tabs like mad.
Piggyvest.
Nah.
So Piggyvest is saying nah. That's
nah.
for all of us.
I mean.
Pocket app.
Nah. They are twins now.
Okay.
Maybe
so,
soon.
Anchor.
Maybe soon. Tabs, yes.
Soon.
Tabs.
Anchor is a tab, yeah.
It's tabs for real, yeah.
So this is good. Close with a good one. Lemfi.
Tabs. Well, partly tabs, partly nah. Tabs are nah. They're in the middle. We're in the middle there.
We're in the middle. I love that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the game, right? Just a little something.
Yay.
So let's start with you, right? Before you started tabs, before you started working at Vigil. Is it called Vigil or
Vigil? Like Vigil, night Vigil.
Yeah. So before tabs, before Vigil, just who is Dami? What does Dami like? What is Dami about?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dami keeps shining. Dami keeps
Communication.
I don't know that.
Oh my
Dami keeps
god.
shining. What's up with Dami, please?
Yeah, that means popping. That means popping. I feel like anytime anyone asks
That's
me
not
that
enough.
question and they're like, "Oh, what's Dami
Mm,
about?" The only thing that pops in my head is Dami loves house
mm,
music. So for people that like raves, they might have seen me one because I know that a few people have come up to me at a rave and they're like, "You're Dami Ojetunji, right?" I'm like, "Oh my god, wrong place."
oh, bro, you're the star.
Wrong place.
Star babe, are you the star?
Wrong
Are you the
place.
Dami?
I'm like, oh my god, no.
That's
Oh my god, Jesus, yes, it's me, but it's the wrong place, you know. Then I send them a message the next morning. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, yeah, no. But yeah, apart from that,
interesting.
I am a trained architect. So before tags, before vigil, before the million and one companies and gigs I've done, I, started off in architecture. Uh,
Mm,
yeah, I think I was just very curious, very directionless. I think kind of like the average um Nigerian child, right? So you're expected to do this
mm,
and do this and do this. Oh, you like sciences, you do this, you do this. My entire life has always been like mapped out because honestly, from the
mm,
beginning, I've always liked technology and science. And I was like, oh, well, it's either computer science or I go to medicine or I go to this or I go to engineering. It's kind of just set in stone. So I kind of chose,
what you want to
well,
do?
not kind of, I chose architecture. Yeah, I think one of the cool things again about me is the fact that I have an architectural background. I feel like it's giving me like a very unique advantage. Architecture has trained my eyes in ways that I could never actually imagine, right? So although I was breaking my back in
Mm,
studio, I was staying in studio till like 1 a.m. in the morning trying to wrap up for jury the next
mm,
day. I was working with my
mm,
friends to get food and stuff and da 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 da. But like I feel like architecture taught
yeah.
me how to identify stuff, so in architecture school, you learn balance, you learn symmetry, you learn history, you do research, So all of that kind of just,
Do a lot of
made me
research.
into, yeah. So as much as I want to say, oh, well, I'm not using my degree, I'm using that thing every single day.
Like mad.
Every single day. Like sometimes I'll look at stuff and
Your
my
parents'
colleagues will
money
be
are
like,
not in vain.
like they're not wasting. No, the other day I helped my mother. Like there was a fence that collapsed behind my house, and I went there with the bricklayer, and
Mm.
I think I was talking
Ah,
about
that.
setting out or something. And my mother was
Mm,
like, "Wow, thank God, oh, it's
mm.
not just computer. It's not just computer." I'm like, okay, okay,
No, Dami knows to build. Dami is into building. Please, Dami is into
cool.
build.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So yeah,
that's
that's
really
kind of the
cool.
background.
I
Yeah.
understand how. I can really relate to your struggle. In some ways, my sister did architecture. My cousin is
Yeah.
also an architect. My uncle is an
Oh,
architect. So
nice.
I know a lot of architects know that,
Mm-hmm.
that is not that's just not child's play, man.
That's
If you don't want to
all.
bend your back and do something, then you
That's
have no
all.
business with architecture at
Mm-hmm.
all. You described your time at Vigil. Vigil is a cybersecurity compliance startup. This is the first time I'm hearing of such a company
Oh, nice.
existing in the space. There are not a lot of them existing, right?
Yes.
So of course it was very unfamiliar to you.
Mm-hmm.
So what
Mm-hmm.
were your early like what the fuck moments like what's happening here? What am I doing?
I mean, like you said, right? It was very unfamiliar. And one of the cool things about working at Vigil was I was my very first full-time role. So before then, I was mostly freelancing and contracting. So I kind of had the pressure. I don't want to say pressure, but I kind of had the pressure to do my. I don't know if I can cuss on this. Do my shit. Can I cuss?
I think I already
Yeah, I think
started
that okay,
well
let's run it, let's
because
run it.
of
I'm feeling at home now. So I felt so much
mm,
pressure to want to do my shit, to want to show myself, right? Because I, finally
mm,
had this one person that was like, oh, I have worked in the US for so and so years in this field, and I feel like the African industry could use this. It was the one of a kind. He was putting his savings into this company. I was like, ah, oh my God. So I think my very first what the fuck is happening moment was I think one of our
Mm,
very first calls. He sent me like a document. He called it a software document. It wasn't really a technical person, but he just sent me this document.
mm,
And in the documents, he had like SOC, ISO 2701. He was talking about mapping for auditors. He was talking about, tracking risk and governance and compliance. I was like, yeah,
wow.
okay. I guess this is serious business, right?
Yeah.
And
Mm,
having everything just dumped on me, it kind of just forced me to go back to, oh my God, go back to architecture, what I learned in architecture. One of the things I
mm,
did was research, a lot of research. I'm not even going to joke. I read documents that in my wildest dreams I never would have seen, including research papers on I can't remember the name of this website where you find like theses and research papers. I was reading that. I was joining demos for companies that did very similar stuff, right? So companies like Vanta and Secure Frame, mostly in the US, right? Because obviously there wasn't like a product like this in the
mm.
Nigerian or African markets.
Yeah,
I
that's
would join
yeah.
their demos. I would join them. I'm like, what are they doing? This cannot even work for a regular person, right? So I think one of the very first things for me was just um, diverging into research, right, and talking to people. I had a lot of what the fuck moments in working at Vigil because that was the first company where I led a team. And for people that know me, I'm very shy. I don't want to talk to anybody. I can't even talk to anybody. But like Vigil brought me out of my comfort zone, out of my bubble. I think it was after
Yeah.
Vigil, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do mentorship. I'm going to start talking. I'm going to start talking my
Mm,
shit. Like I did that stuff.
mm,
So yeah, I had a
yeah.
lot of what the fuck is happening, but that was like the key number one thing that I can remember right now.
Mm, mm. Yeah, I love that. Just that shift in thinking. Like, if you did that, you
Yeah,
can do anything,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's
Oh
what
God,
happens when
yes.
you take that.
Yeah,
Um, one of my most favorite founds of in recent time is tabs,
yeah,
right? So I found
yeah.
tabs one random day on LinkedIn. I was just like scrolling and I see, oh,
Oh,
someone is doing this moving for Africa. And
yeah,
there's a need for it. Like a lot of people are
yeah,
asking, is
yeah,
there a movie for Africa? Where can we
yeah,
see what the UX looks like when you design for markets in like Senegal,
yeah,
Ghana, without
yeah,
being in Ghana, right? But
yeah.
you're in Africa, but you can't really understand how to
Mm-hmm.
build for somewhere like Tanzania. It's going
Yeah,
to be slightly different. You're going to have to think
yeah,
about different things and what's the local context in Tanzania and what you have to
yeah,
think about. So
yeah.
um it was one of my favorite finds, such a gem. So I wanted to know, like, can you unpack why you started doing this and why it was
Yeah.
important?
Oh my God, thank you so much. Because I feel like I'm slacking in the marketing department. I'm learning as I go. I'm just a girl. It's what I always say. Thank you so
It's
much.
just yeah, yeah. No, you did that. You
I
did
think
that. What else do you
Tabs.
want?
Yeah, thank you. Tabs started as I think I just got tired of guessing, right? So I remember I don't know if it was right after Vigil or before Vigil. When I was looking for a new job, I interviewed at this company
Mm,
in Tanzania. I'm so happy you even mentioned that country. I never heard of the company before. I think I saw
that's
them on
so
Y
random.
Combinator. It's so random. I saw
Hmm.
them on Y Combinator. I was like, oh yeah, it was after Vigil. So it was a new industry as well. They did like electrical vehicles and stuff like that. But they were bringing such a at that time, right, it was such a novel idea because now we have EV vehicles, we have apps now in Nigeria. Not as popular,
Mm,
but we do. So when I applied, I spoke, got to the last round. It was design test. I have a lot of opinion about design tests, but that's a story for another day. I had a design test and I did that design test, and the feedback was that the product worked, but they don't think it would work for them, right? Like they enjoyed the design, they enjoyed the presentation. I remember the CTO he sent me a message like 2 months after. I was like, "Oh, did you find a new job? We're rooting for you. Don't be a stranger." Because they actually loved the
Oh,
idea I brought forward, but they didn't feel like it worked for their company, right? So
it was a market
that
fit.
was yes, yes. So that was number one hurdle I faced. Number two hurdle was kind of what I mentioned about Vigil, right? Vigil was a Nobel company. I had never heard of it. I was joining random demos. And I was like, there's surely a better way to approach this, right? So I just had, times when I would work on products for, the African market and I couldn't find like UX inspo. I'll go on Dribble. I'll just see like the button is flying. I'm like, nobody has time for this now. We don't have internet to allow a
But
button
this one,
fly.
nobody is doing this one.
When letting this button fly, you see things floating. I'm like, by
Mm,
the time Intel deals with me, this thing will not float. It will just hang in the middle of the screen. So as much as as much as mobbing is great and dribble Behance, there are lots of products out
mm,
there now. I feel like they were mostly tailored for the US, European markets. They were tailored for Silicon Valley. Most of them were strictly experimental. So it was mostly like exploration.
mm.
So it wasn't like showing your real life stuff, right? And I was just like, yeah, when do I see inspo, right? And I personally started taking screenshots. I think I started with GT app when they updated from their previous app and everybody was jubilating on Twitter. I took screenshots of the old app, took screenshots of the new app, combined them together, put them on one random Figma. I'll look for something, I'll find it, download this app. I'm like, yeah, nobody has that time to be taking screenshot, downloading this app, signing up, doing that, doing that, doing that. I was like, okay, let's set something up, right? Let's do tabs, and I'm trying to think beyond that inspiration idea and actually use it as a learning tool, because that's another thing we lack in this part of the world is having things to learn from. So I've been very privileged to be able to scour the internet to know what this thing means, what does this UX pattern look like, what does this look like. But for people trying to break into the industry, they don't know what a UX pattern is. They don't understand. So having tabs as, of course, an inspirational platform, but also like an educational platform, has just given me like a sense of purpose, right? And finally solving this one problem. Although it's hard, but yeah, that's kind of how we started solving the problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was a really personal problem for you.
Yes.
Very, very personal.
Yes.
So how did you go about figuring out, okay, what's the best, like where to start? Like now you mentioned like there's child egg, there is
Yeah.
Lempi, there is
Yeah.
Anchor. How do you figure out, okay, I want to build this collection and this is where it starts?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. Of course, like I mentioned before, I had a Figma file where I just dumped screenshots. So of course we're still learning the ropes as we go on, but I kind of just categorized it the way I did on my Figma on tabs. So put
Mm,
everything together. This is the home screen. This is this. This is this. As time has gone on, we've been able to even break it down further. There's a new update coming soon where we categorize by color. So, for example, you're designing for a company that their color is,
mm,
I want to think of a random color now. I can't think of a random color. Maybe red. You're looking for red. How do people use red? As UX designers, we know red as error and danger and stuff. But how do they use it for actual, real life applications? So the way I have just
brand color.
categorized them yeah, exactly. The way I just categorized that in my Figma file or on my Figma file is how I kind of just moved it to what they call tabs. Yeah.
Interesting. So that seems like a lot of work. That's already a
Yeah.
lot of work. So,
Yes.
do you have a team? What does your team look like?
Yes, yes, I stress them a lot. Well, yeah, I like talking about them. I do have a team, a very small team. We're a team of eight
Mm,
people. I'm the only designer on the team, and the rest are engineers and really incredible people that have made this random dream, come to reality, right? So yeah, I do have
yeah.
a team of engineers. I think that those are it's very important as a designer to be able to work with people that are as I know the Twitter community are using cracked now as a term. I don't know what it means because I'm an old woman, so I'm just going to say get engineers as cracked as you are as a designer. I can bring something and tell them, oh, Emmanuel, please, I want this to do like this. Emmanuel has understood what I'm saying. And by the time I check the dev environment,
Mm,
it is doing like this. So I think I feel like I'm
mm,
locked out with working with like some of the coolest people that not only want to work on terms, but want to be part of something that is actually solving real life problems. It
mm,
might be a very random industry. I have people asking me, why don't you just do fintech? Because one of my very first designs I did, one of my very first case study, I won a Microsoft hackathon with that product. And I had people telling me, like, just make it a real
mm,
life product. But I was like, yeah, everybody's doing finance app. I don't want to do a finance app. I'll solve my problem, you know. And
mm.
I am just so thankful that I am working with like super incredible people that have been able to, bring that to life. Yeah.
A lot of people talk about just finding the right team, especially when
Yeah.
they have a brilliant idea. So like
Yeah.
they talk about, I'm struggling to find people to build this with me.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
did you go about like finding the right people, finding these cool people? How did you figure out about how did you think about like how to inspire them and compensate
Hmm.
them as they do the work? What does that mean?
Hmm. Yeah. So again, like I said before, like, I'm so thankful. So everyone on tabs at the moment is, I don't want to say not being compensated because I hate that word. Everyone on tabs is literally kind of like I said before, doing it because they want to be part of something, right? Of
Mm,
course, at the
mm,
moment, we haven't been able to, add like a subscription. It's kind of just free to use at the moment till we have more products for people to be able to browse to. But
mm,
yeah, so one of the key things, especially like taking out the idea of compensation, not everyone likes working for free. I don't like working for free. Like I need to have something.
mm.
But,
Real, real.
one of the things I was privileged to do, I think I met somebody, his name is Osi. I met Osi at I think it was a design hangout or tech hangout I
Mm,
organized. I can't really remember now, but
mm,
I told him about the idea. I remember posting a random video of
mm.
the websites I designed on Framer. I was like, what do you guys think about this idea? And Osisi reached out, was like, oh, are you really building? I'm like, yes. Okay, I'll introduce you to this person, Daniel. Daniel leads our backend team. Like Daniel was like,
Mm,
oh yeah, this is incredible. We can do this, we can do that. Daniel will be giving me ideas. I'm like, oh Jesus, wow, thank you. You know, Daniel was like, okay, I can bring two more people. The workload is long. We'll bring two more backend people. Then I think it was or Emmanuel. Emmanuel leads our front end. Emmanuel reached out to me and I told him like straight up, I'm like, I don't have money. I'm not paying you. I know you're
mm.
incredible. I'm not paying you. He's like, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Emmanuel has been with us from the beginning, like 1 year in September.
Yeah. Shout out to Emmanuel.
Yeah. Shout out to Emmanuel. Oh.
Shout out Emmanuel.
We fight
Yeah.
every day, but shout out to Emmanuel.
Oh.
So Emmanuel brought his friend, brought some other people. And along the line, we've had people come on board, they got their dream jobs and they left. Shout out to Anita. Anita just got a new role in like fantastic. I don't want to drop the names in case she doesn't want to play. Anita joined us
Not
as a
yet.
designer.
Mm,
So very early
yeah.
stages when we're still brainstorming, we worked together to, do the design system and very early iterations. And she left us, but a mark has still, shown. I think it was just communicating my ideas, communicating my vision, and just having people relate to it, right? I'm not sugarcoating
Mm.
anything, right? I'm telling you as is, like, guys, I need a
This is
week
what we have.
to myself. I don't want to talk to
Mm.
anybody, and I'm not like whipping them and, forcing them. Oh, you guys, we have this deadline. This, no. It's just being
Mm.
relatable, right? There's no rush, right?
Yeah.
Let's do things. Everyone has their lives, and I think that has helped with like having people stay on board for as long as they have, and having people,
Mm.
introduce us to more people that are incredible at what they do. Yeah. Again, I locked out. I don't even know what jazz I used, but I locked out with the people I had joined the same people I've had just give us advice randomly on how to approach things. People that just give me a random idea, like you need to do this, you need to do more with your marketing. Like so many people along the line in this last
Mm.
1 year, which is crazy to say. Yeah, so I
Mm.
think that's basically it.
Well. And all this started because you decided, right, enough is enough. I'm actually going to do this thing.
But
And
enough
you
for
locked out. You really,
yeah,
really locked out because finding people is hard.
it's
It's
hard.
really
Yeah,
hard. Because
yeah.
even there's someone that had said I had joined. There was a call I joined. Someone asked that, how do you get people to so how do you share your vision without giving out your idea? Or like there's this
Hmm.
fear, especially first time founders or new founders,
Yeah,
that they don't want to share too much while they are trying to like
yeah,
sell the dream. So
yeah.
someone else will not copy their dream. Obviously I have some
Um,
thoughts about that.
uh,
Love to hear you. Yeah.
if they'll copy it a beg. Like I think that's one of the reasons why people struggle, right? It's just being
Mm.
secretive and being, and I think just no, to copy, they'll copy now. There's just
Mhm.
one thing that makes you you, and that's my like belief, right? So when people tell
Mm.
me, "Oh, the design industry is saturated," I'm like, "Okay, so what now happened? Like, what should we do about that?" What- you know, there's like a very vast space, right? Somebody can do what they're doing. I feel like
What
in
they're best
Africa,
at.
there might be products
Mm.
like tabs that I've never heard of, even with my endless hours of research. But like, I'm not
Mm.
a Nobel. God, I'm not Einstein. They'll have given my Nobel Prize by now. But so just being transparent with people, I think that's how
Mm.
you get people to actually stick on and like, okay, this one knows what she's saying. It's not
Transparent.
just yarning dust. Yeah.
Yanni dust is crazy. Please. Yanni dust is a crazy thing to say. Please. Having free. Ah, I don't have it. I don't know what you're drinking, but I don't have that.
It's not
Yes.
you. It's not you, my dear. I'm winding down for the day.
What has building tabs taught you about yourself?
Ooh. Oh, that's a good question. Okay. I think putting it lightly, it would say like, oh, sorry, I would say like, I really don't need permission. I really don't
Hmm.
need to have things figured out, right? So for me, I'm a perfectionist, right? Even with
Hmm.
my relationships, personal relationships, I want things to be as perfect and as structured as possible. Because I was just telling my friend this morning, like, I don't do mental gymnastics. I don't want to think, you know, I don't want to start sitting down like, oh my God, no, I've not figured this thing out. So that kind of leads me to do a lot of research and drag things and drag things and drag. Honestly, it's like, just do it. Make it. Just do it. Don't wait for permission, man. If something is broken, go
Hmm.
and fix it. Even if you're fixing it just for yourself, um,
Hmm.
fix it. Just do something. You figure it out as it goes. And I think that really helps
Hmm.
us to um start off very simple, right? So very, very simple. The bed is just screenshots. There's no filter when we first started or no search option. It was very simple. I
Mm.
remember telling my team, like, oh my God, we have just two mobile apps. We have just this mail. Oh, that, no, we need to add more. Well, like, I bet time is going. Let's just launch this thing, you know. So I think
Yeah,
that's one
time
of
is
the things
going.
that
It's key.
time is going, man.
Time is really going.
Yeah, so that has actually even reflected in my day to day, right? So now I'm doing things more on my own. And that's simply because tags has taught me like such a key thing. I hate to admit it took me so long to learn that. But it's actually incredible that I have been able to relate that to my, day to day and my regular life. It's just do it,
Mm.
right? Nobody's sending you. Do it. It makes you happy. Do it. It's broken.
Thank you.
Fix it. They
Thank
don't
you.
have to sign up. They don't have to do anything. Whatever. Just do it. You're doing it for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's really
Yeah.
what I've learned so far.
What have you been most excited about building tabs? Like, what have you seen and said,
Ooh.
wow, I have, like, I can't stop now?
I think the feedback has been incredible. Like even when the days when I'm like, oh God, I'm not done enough. Oh, my work is dragging. I'm not taking screenshots today. Like it
Mm.
feels like people are just kind of what you said earlier, right? You found it randomly on LinkedIn. I don't do enough marketing, I just mention it here and there, and that's about it. My Twitter is dead. I'm supposed to be posting about times, but I don't have strength, you know. I think it's just hearing people use it, actually use it. I remember somebody sent me like a loom, and I think she or he, I can't even remember, they had like their Figma designs and they copied from charts, pasted
Okay.
it, and
Mm.
they were telling me how they've been looking for this one screen. They didn't know the name, they didn't know how to research, but seeing it on tab, they knew exactly what to search and they could find so many on Pinterest. I was like, oh yeah, that's the
Mm.
whole idea. Like that's really it. Okay, I guess I'm stuck here. So yeah, just
Mm.
hearing the feedback, just hearing people, seeing people light up when I talk about it. Well, when I have the time to talk about it. I think that's just encouraging, right? It works for me. I use it on the day to day, even though it's a very simple library. I still use it on the day to day. I still
Mm.
forget names and labels and stuff like that I need to look up. It really helps me
Mm.
personally, and just hearing people actually find it useful. Another thing would be seeing people sign up. So
Mm.
I think last month was our highest ever. We had 54 signups in a day. And I was like,
Mm.
eh?
Who is talking about me? Where?
I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, and just seeing people on a day to day, because I get the notifications 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. every day. I just seeing the numbers. I'm like,
Mm.
okay, cool. Then I check the back end and I see
Who
people
knows
are
me?
returning.
Mm.
I see people are returning to the platform. They don't just sign up, they're coming back, coming back, coming. I'm like, okay, wow.
Mm.
I guess I'm stuck here. I have no choice, Don't get me wrong.
Locked in.
It's not like a simple journey, especially being like a solo founder and it being bootstrapped and there's nothing, I have no intentions to like raise money or anything. I just want to do it just because I want to find something useful. It's
Mm.
hard. It's very, very difficult. There are days I'm like, I beg, I'm done. I'm tired.
Mm.
I think I took a month off at some points. I told everybody on the Slack, I was like, okay, guys, I'm gonna be gone for this amount. And I remember I went
Mm.
out, I had a good time. I came back, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, right? Because I miss
Mm.
sounds. So there are so many little moments of joy that pops up and sadness also that pops up that just, you know,
Mm.
affirms and reaffirms this entire, thing is worth it or it's going to be worth it in the long run. And I think I'm more
Mm.
excited to see what would happen in the next 5 years. Would it still be tabs? Would it be something different? There's so many ideas. I can't wait to, flesh it out, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's basically it, yeah.
So what's next? What's next for tabs? What next for tabs?
Ah,
Actually, before I
yes.
answer that question, let's do
Yeah.
a quick little. Let's do a quick little game actually.
Yes.
We're both design nerds, so
Yeah.
this is for design nerds. It's a trivia. I'm basically going to ask about 4 questions and
Okay.
give you options.
Okay.
You're going to tell me the answer, right?
Yay.
So, first question. In most African fintech apps, which payment method do users actually prefer when topping up their wallets? So, A, cards, B, bank transfer, C, USSD, D, Apple wallets.
Definitely bank transfer.
And you
Definitely.
are correct. Answer is bank transfer because know that we
My
love
boss will be so happy.
we love a
Right?
little transfer. A quick little transfer.
Fun facts. I just got a card today. I never have owned like a debit card. Like I went on my walk this morning and I was like, "Yeah, I need a card because I need to pay for Spotify. Never owned a
Mm,
card. So honestly,
that
I
is a
wish they would
cozy
let us
transfer.
transfer. So I'm
When
always
you do
transferring.
transfer,
Please, I beg you. You get POS.
all right. So, second question:
Yeah.
what is a common dark pattern in African fintech apps? A. Hiding account deletion. B. Pre-checking marketing consent boxes. C. Poorly disclosed service fees. D. All of the above.
All of the above. Oh.
That's how you're getting all these things. It's crazy.
All of the
So
above.
that's a good of two right now. Um,
Yeah, nah. Please, what's the price at the end of this? Am I
okay.
getting a
So
Tesla?
what UI trend what's next for tabs?
Awesome. So, like I mentioned before, we have new features coming in the next couple of weeks. So the entire idea is to be able to assist collaboration, right? So, kind of what I mentioned before, it's going to serve as an inspiration platform, but I'm thinking of it as an inspiration platform for everyone on the team, right? So, for example, you design a screen and you want to explain to your devs how to execute said screen or how to implement this screen, you can
Mm-hmm.
share a screen from tabs or share something from tabs or create a collection on tabs. We're calling it a tab. Create a tab on tabs and share,
Real.
those tabs with your team and stuff like that, just to aid like communication or collaboration. There are other features we're currently brainstorming for product managers and UX researchers. So things that helps you perform good user testing, which is basically non-existent in this part of the world. So like a user testing feature on tabs and generally just grow the library, right? One of the major hassle about working on a library like tabs is most people are very secretive about their designs, about their products. It's very difficult for us to convince them
Yeah,
that we're
there's
not
that
copying
culture.
your we're not copying it. I'm sorry. I wish I could, but I'm not going to copy it. I'm not asking you to give me access to your Figma. Just let me sign up like a new user, take a screenshot from my experience. Just that part has just been one of the most difficult parts. I didn't even realize was going to be as difficult. So yeah, definitely in the long run, we want to, reach out to more companies, make it very formal. So send like a proposal and tell them, okay, this is what we are doing with tabs. This is the whole idea. This is what we hope to do with your platform, having it on tabs. This is what you stand to gain from putting your product on tabs. So yeah, just having more, growing the archive, more countries, more products from different countries, different areas of the world. We have certain apps from Kenya. We have some from Tanzania as well. Adding it to tabs, more features, more industry, more categories, and yeah, it's just basically growing it to make it very useful for not just designers, just everybody on the team, on the product team.
Mm. You just mentioned something about this like bottleneck around partnering with
Yeah.
startups in the African space.
Yeah.
Why did you want to go that route as opposed to just signing up as a regular user and like going that screenshot route?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is the concept?
Usually, I think recently, right, I had to meet with a lawyer to discuss this. Because honestly, I don't have money for lawyers, and if they sue me now, I'll just go and cry in their offices. Um,
True.
it's usually very important to go through like a very formal route. So it's not like you just, started doing things. For products like Anchor, for example, Anchor is on very popular websites. So in my head, I was like, okay, they wouldn't mind, So products like that, I knew like, oh, they wouldn't mind having it, but I still reached out anyway. So for products like that, it's much more easier because you can tell they're design led, they're design focused, they're very open to growing the industry. So it's
So
very
that kind of
easy.
collaboration.
But for other companies, or more, I remember our earlier game, you mentioned Piggyverse, stuff like that. I have a very little this thing with Piggyverse. I'm like, should we reach out? Should we not reach out? What should we do? Should we just take screenshots? So yeah, there are lots of things to consider. It's still a very big issue. It's still my pain point at the moment with building tabs. But I know we can do a go ahead. Let's go ahead and do it. And we would add it to our legal document that we are happy to take it down if they don't want it on the website. So that's something we're exploring now. But I definitely
Okay.
need like legal advice, like, oh, Dami, do it or don't do it or da 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 da. Uh, yeah, so that's basically it.
Interesting. What happened with Piggyvest? Did you already try to reach out and that fell through? What happened?
No, honestly, I haven't reached out yet. So I think kind of what I said before with go ahead without asking for permission, right? So when I first set up tabs, Piggyverse was like number one. Piggyverse Child Deck were like number one for me. And I remember reaching out to a former friend, former now, we're fighting,
My friend
a
is
former
crazy.
friend, and he was like, oh, no, I don't think they will let it. They are very strict with their designs, and that one just put the fear of God in me. And my said former friend also leads design at a very popular company as well. And I asked him, I was like, oh, would your company? Like, oh no, they don't want anybody. I'm like, So I think having or hearing that at the very beginning, this was like maybe week 2 of building tabs, was still very early. It just put a lot of fear in me, and I wanted to go through like the straight and narrow, like, okay, we'll ask them, we'll reach out, we'll do this, we'll do that. But yeah, that's one. Another thing we're trying to explore is just collaborating with design schools. So of course, as we're growing the library, we want to make it useful. So just using like referring to design schools, so like alt school, um, Lilac Africa, something like that. A lot of communities and stuff that have mentorship programs and hackathons, and just integrating tabs in their research process. I think that would also help us with growing the platform, right? So yeah, it's just a very tricky point to be. And like I said, I'm just a girl. I don't like stress. I signed up for the wrong industry. But yeah. That's basically it.
Yeah, like you said, well, like you don't have to ask for permission. Go for it. Try to surround yourself with the best people so you don't feel stifled or afraid. If there's something you're unsure of, find clarity. Dami, keep shining.
Keep shining, keep
Please,
swimming.
please. So one last game.
Yeah.
So it's called Kiss, Marry, Kill. It's not what you think, please.
Let's go.
Kill, Kiss, Marry. So lovable, VO, Kosa.
Okay.
Kosa.
Marry Vio. Yeah, marry. Oh, wait. How did I think of it?
Let's do it again.
No, okay, let's do marry Vio, right? I feel like Vio is like Figma had a startup baby. for VO, right? It's nice to be able to play around VO. I think I mostly use VO for wild explorations. VO and Gemini. Oh my god. Because I can't write prompts to save my life. So I use Gemini to write my prompts and I bring it to VO and it's like chef's kiss, So just being able to do that, have the code. I don't understand anything about code, so I don't even have any intention to learn. I'm not even going to lie. So yeah, VO has been incredible. I remember working for this company that kind of introduced me to VO. They were like a AI, like ChatGPT, but for stocks and finance. So having access to AI agents like that, it was like amazing, and I still use it till today. So Mary, Kiss, Cursor, right? That's because I'm still testing it. It's scary because I don't understand what's going on there, right? So it's mostly like people call it vibe coding. I don't know what that is. I don't know why we are doing that.
People call it vibe coding. You are killing me, please.
I don't know what that is. I don't know
code.
what it means.
Yes, that's as one would.
Like, so it would be nice to, understand it, but from like feedback and just testing a little bit, I like the interface. I like that it's very chill. It's not overwhelming. They kind of understand that people that come on there are mostly people that are not exactly familiar with Cursor or familiar with the coding vibe or coding environment. So it's like pretty chill.
It's pretty cool, actually.
You write, it helps you, you move on with your life, do whatever, So I like that vibe I've gotten from it. So it would be nice to, marry it whenever. Kill! Kill is very strict though. Kill is strict though.
Kill is strict. Okay, let's say maybe not kill, but ignore. I don't know.
Ignore would be lovable, right? Lovable gives me a very quick weekend fling vibe. I don't even know if I can say that.
Wait, it gives you what?
Weekend fling vibe.
Interesting.
Yeah, and anytime I try it, it's like very, I don't know, maybe I don't know how to use it, but like I felt like they ramp up. I love the UX, of course, but I felt like the ramp up or the learning curve was a little bit more difficult than I found like Cursor. So for me, it was like, yeah, it was easy for me to just dump it and move to something else. So yeah, definitely, yeah. Let's maybe for now, I'll try to take another day.
Let's keep it at that.
Let's keep it to the corner.
No, no product was harmed in the making of this video, please.
At all. Please sponsor me. Sponsor me.
So OP money points, Kuda.
Kiss, marry, kill.
Ignore, I guess.
Ignore. Let's do ignore. Okay. Ignore OP. Yeah, ignore OP. Ignore the life out of OP. I don't use OP, but my family does, and they come to me for every technical issue. I don't even want to brag, but I feel like I understand software. Like, just give me a minute, I understand how it works. But like for OP, I remember I had to Google how to find like the car details with their new app updates. I'm like, what's going on here? Then they have the pop-up ads, they have the things moving on the screen, then there's so many icons. I'm like, oh, Daddy, no. Brother, no. Anyway, definitely ignore OP. I hope they get their stuff together.
No, please. You're gonna get a lot of hate for that. But
they'll drag me. They're always dragging me. Kiss money points. Yeah, I think money points is very design focused, and I like that. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But low-key, I feel like money points wasn't designed for the very technical people, very technical savvy. It's very simple, very straight to the point, which there's nothing wrong with. But for me that likes excitement, of course it works for their millions of customers and they're doing amazing. I love them. Please hire me, money points. Anyway. They're doing amazing. I love all the new features they're announcing, everything they're doing. I have incredible friends that work at Money Point and they seem like they love their job. So I can tell like a lot of love and a lot of, thoughts has gone into the product as a whole. And everybody I know uses Money Point. Like every POS I go to, hey, you're sending it to Money Point. So I feel like they're doing something right. So definitely yes. Mary Kuda Banco. Kuda is my day today. They annoy me. But what's love without a little fight? What's marriage without fighting?
You go back.
Like we're together forever. Where are we going to?
Under the weather.
Under the weather and the Canada. Kuda pisses me off. I'm always dragging them. I'm always dragging them and dragging them on my Twitter, but my personal Twitter, not my work Twitter, so they can hire me. Anyway, I'm always dragging them because the card never works, and there's some other things. But I feel like Coda has made the entire idea of bank transfers very seamless. I can close my eyes and use Coda, It's so easy. There isn't like anything crazy going on. Of course, there are improvements that they need to do, or I think they should do. Which is why they should hire me. Anyway.
Keep time. That's what that is saying. So last one, carry-wise, Piggyverse, and Rise. Anyway, this is unfair to Rise because it's not too same category.
This is difficult. Oh my god. Okay, ignore carry-wise. I'm sorry, guys. I love carry-wise. I love it, but I feel like carry-wise is too brand focused. I love it. Please don't get me wrong, but I was a brand designer for like 3 years before I moved to whatever. So I love they are doing everything. I have is it Obashola? Obashola's notifications turned on. So whenever it tweets, I'm getting I'm like, hey God, when? Oh my God, when?
You know those fact that you don't understand what they're saying.
Like
the guy. Talented. I love that.
He's so good. He loves his work. He's always talking about his work. So
I wish more people could talk about his work like that. But
must be nice. So must be nice. Like I feel like it's such a unique privilege to work at a company that loves design and they understand design. And I feel like that's what somebody as talented as him has been privileged to experience. And now it's like, I'm home.
Yeah, that's freedom to express.
Exactly. So I think that's a privilege. But as a user or somebody that's tried to use it, I feel like it's mostly branding focused and experience focused. It might just be me. I'm sorry guys. I love you. Hear me. Yeah. That's for Carrie West. Kiss would be Rice Vest. I don't use Rice Vest, but I follow I don't know, I can't remember his name, Leia. I follow Leia. Leia is incredible.
Leia is a fave.
Leia is a god, so like
you can't there's no Leia slander accepted anywhere.
No, not slander, not slander. I love his work. I love his experiments. Yeah, I love his experiments. He has inspired me in ways they might not know, especially with my day-to-day work and also just knowing how to research. But I can see like something from his design. I'm like, it would be nice to have a version of this on tab. So there are certain things. The reason why we have a UX pattern search feature is partly because of Leia, because he would post something and people would be like, oh, where did you get this? Where did you get that? Where did you see this? Where did you see that? I'm like, okay, might be nice to have that on tabs. Just training my eyes in general, just having his notification, because I have that turned on as well. Just having his notifications pop up and see what he's up to, see what he's posted. And just gives me a lot of things to think about and, explore. So I think I don't use the app. I've never downloaded it, but I think they're incredible. I love the work. Yeah. Mary,
So,
my baby. My darling, Mary Piggyvest. I've been using Piggyvest since 2015. Like
wow.
that's a long time marriage right there.
That's a relationship. Please, you guys are married. Invite
That's a
me,
marriage. Oh
please.
my god. I
That's
feel like
a
I
long
have
term.
I have seen Piggyvest grow. Piggyvest has seen me grow from a baby saver to now I'm getting A1s, and all my anyway. Piggyvest is incredible. I find that they combine branding and user experience to it's a very unique way the way they do it. And I think they've been able to nail that a little bit well. Now they updated their branding not so long ago, and it's just incredible. I don't know how they merged it to the app and related it to everything else, but the entire experience is incredible. I love their tone of voice, the way they send their emails, the way it's broken down. Like you can understand it. The random person, my mother uses Piggyvest, she understands it. So it's like everyone is technical, but not so technical. It's simple, it's approachable. That's my baby right there.
What's
Yeah,
not to love, man?
not doing so much. Not doing
Of
too
course. So
much.
marry the best. Marry
Marry the
the
best, oh, marry the best like mad.
best.
Hire me, Piggyvest.
Yeah, actually speaking of Lay, he's supposed to come on this podcast. He's being
Yeah.
not whining me. He's actually said, like, I asked him if he was gonna come, right? So
Mhm.
Lay, if you're listening to this,
Please.
respond to my DMs.
Please.
Okay. All right. So who are you going to recommend as EBTS guest? I know you mentioned Dilma.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else? Why did you recommend her?
I would say Dimma or Oyindamola Ajibike. So they both own a design community called Design Chicks. I've been a part of Design Chicks for maybe 3 years now.
Love
Yeah, going
Design
to
Chicks,
3 years. I think they're incredible, right? What they're doing for the community, not just Nigeria, Africa as a whole, from their mentorship and everything. And I said Dima in particular because she seems so quiet and calm, right? But like she's very curious and she makes you want to rethink things. We fought before. I'm sorry, baby girl. But like she's incredible. I think she's very supportive. Just a general vibe, Johnny. It would be nice to hear like why did you decide to start like I think it's mostly like very recently where we've had people set up communities for women, especially in this industry where, representation is lacking or we're trying to, get our foot in the door. We're trying to get access to people like that look like us are in the same field as we do. So just having her and watching her do a thing is just incredible. And I think everyone, not just women, everyone can learn from her. Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming behind the ship.
Thank you.
I hope that you've had fun.
Yeah.
I like that you shared your thoughts. Maybe said what you should have said, but it's all fun and games. But yeah, lovely to have you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Lota. Bye.